Hi there, Aries. Welcome back. All right, guys, let's get into this and see what is going on in your energy. Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here for Aries. Tell me more. What's going on here for Aries? Don't forget to click on that like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Ooh, Aries. A wish is coming through. But it requires you to go ahead and take a break, take a rest. You might have to be leaving home, maybe moving. We'll get deeper into that. Maybe you're moving. A wish fulfillment is coming through for you. But I am seeing here it's going to be stressful. So, which, you know what? Moving is stressful. You know what I mean? It is stressful. You have to get rid of things. You have to pack up things. You got to figure out the location of your, wherever you're moving to. You got to learn how to navigate yourself around town and all that stuff. So it could be stressful. Tell me more, Spirit, about the Four of Wands in reverse. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. It looks like somebody here is moving and it's going to be very stressful and it's going to be shocking. This could be like you're going to have maybe a culture shock. This could also be like just a shock of the area that you're moving to. Maybe it's kind of like it could be a very drastic change. So maybe you're used to living like I live in a rural area. It's so quiet here. Like seriously, nothing ever happens out here. So it's like really quiet, and then jumping into like a very heavy congested area where there's a lot of traffic and stuff like that. So it could be something like that, like moving from a rural area to New York City, right? Something like that. I do see here that it's going to be a shock, and you might end up finding yourself homesick, or maybe even just feeling sad or out of place or something like that. But the good news here, Aries, is that it's not something that's going to last very long because you're going to jump into this energy really quickly. Okay, so it's either going to be where you're going to be going through it and then jumping into this energy, or you're going to have this energy and then you're going to be into this energy, right? Completely. Like jumping from one thing to the other, right? The good news about this is you being very determined and being like pushing something forward for yourself, right? Pushing something forward, getting things done. Maybe this tower is what you need. Sometimes things have to like happen to us, so it encourages us to like push harder, right? And that's what I feel like is going on here, where you're going to be pushing harder and putting a lot of momentum into something. Now I do see here, for whatever reason, you're going to be like ignoring your feelings about something. Okay, and I'm going to get deeper into that, find out why. But there's something here where it looks like you're going to be hiding your feelings or not speaking up about how you feel. Maybe you feel like your opinions are not important. Maybe because you feel like you don't want to get hurt. This could be somebody else. Okay, take what resonates, guys. Remember that this is a general reading. I do see somebody here who's holding back their feelings, maybe not speaking up. And it looks like because you feel like you're not going to be listened to, or you're not going to be heard, or you're trying to avoid getting hurt. I do see here that something is stressing you out. Five of Swords is coming out. Something here is going to be stressing you out. And it looks like it's coming because of this energy of you not speaking up for yourself, holding back. But you're going to go into hermit mode. Or you're being suggested to go into hermit mode because you need to get that different perspective on things. Because we do have the Hangman coming out in reverse right afterwards. So there is something here, Aries, that you need to check into. Okay, look into, check into, maybe investigate something. Okay, because there is something that's like, I'm hearing like it's right underneath your nose. Something is going on right underneath your nose, and it's something that needs to be addressed. Or you're going to stay in that energy of being stressed out. Okay. The moon in reverse. It looks like the more that you stay in this hermit mode, the more clearer things are going to get. And it's possibly about an air sign or a water sign. So this could be like about a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or a Pisces, maybe a Cancer, okay? Like the more that you stay in hermit mode and you stay to yourself, then the more you evaluate things, the more understanding you're going to have of this person that is around you. It's actually imperative that you go through this because this is what's going to lead you to go into this energy of the Eight of Wands. That's where you're going to push for something, right? Or you're going to push for something to be spoken about that is going to be brought out to the okay, how do I say this? You're going to push something to make something come out into the open. Or you're going to push something to make this person confess or to bring some kind of truth to the light. Okay? Because we do have the moon in reverse and we do have the seven of swords in reverse. That's all about like, and with the eight, we have the knight of wands here, we have the eight of wands here. It's about you pushing something out into the open, pushing some kind of truth out into the open. Okay? And it's something that is an imperative thing that has to be done to correct something here for yourself, because if not, it looks like you're going to go into this energy of something being incomplete, right? Tell me more, Spirit. What's this truth that needs to come out? Tell us about that. Ace of Wands in reverse. Tell me more. What is this truth that needs to come out? Huh. Okay, I'm just going to say it. Something here is very significant here with the 8-8 coming out. And my eyes are being directed to this, which could actually indicate something about, okay, and I want you to know this is not coming from me, Aries, but this is like some kind of white supremacist stuff. So this could be like you shining a light on somebody who is part of the KKK or something like that, because yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Maybe you're exposing some kind of racism that's going on around you. Now, my eyes also notice that there's another 8 here as well. Okay, so take it as it resonates. So we have angel number 888, which is like receiving karmic rewards. You know, karmically, you have accumulated points, maybe for exposing some kind of racism. Okay, the thing is that this doesn't have to be. I want you to be aware of this. Like, this could be you being the same. Like, say if you're white, right, and you're dealing with white racism, or this could be. Well, actually, no. It actually is white racism. So this could be you, a white person. You could be a white person who's exposing somebody who is part of the KKK or something like that. Okay, just saying. 888 though actually means something totally different, because it means like your hard work is going to be aligning with the universe, like something that you're working really hard for, which could be this exposing this group or something, right? And you receiving karmic blessings for this, right? Some rewards for it. It's actually a very positive thing when you look at it this way. Okay, because it means like wealth is coming towards you. So if you are trying your best to work as a reporter or a YouTuber who does reporting, or maybe you work in some kind of security or a police officer or an investigator, which you could be, okay? Maybe you're an investigator or something like that, but you're going to be exposing something here and it's going to be bringing you some kind of wealth, okay? Or you might be talking about this, like if you have a YouTube channel, and it's going to bring you some kind of wealth, right? It could be something like that. Some kind of material blessing is coming your way. Karmic reward. That's what I'm hearing for your efforts, okay? Something definitely is going to be paying off here. Just saying. Now, the biggest message I'm getting here is to keep a positive attitude about everything that's going on in your life. Okay? Because the reason why is this everything that is happening here, whether this is your part or not, right? The moving, the shock, the I just said the word, didn't I? The shock of society, going through this culture shock, right? That's what I was talking about. And then holding back things, like everything that is going on in this reading is for a reason. Okay? And Spirit is saying to stay very open minded about things. Be ready to receive abundance, I'm hearing. Be ready to put a lot of work into something. Okay? And most of all, keep a very positive mindset is the most important thing. You want to talk to yourself in a positive way. You want to talk to other people in a positive way. And just keep positivity around you as much as possible, other than when you have to expose this racism. Okay? Now, guys, on the other spectrum, this could be the opposite, right? I mean, I'm just going to say it is possible. It could be the opposite. This could be um, like another race being prejudiced against a white person. I know it's more far fetched because of the way that the reading is. Not that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is because the way the reading is coming out, it could be. Okay, I'm just gonna throw that in there. So, like, you're a white person and you are experiencing some kind of racism around you. Okay, and if so, this is like for maybe one or two of you. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. So tell me more about this. Oh, okay. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, tell me more. Huh. Well, this could also indicate here like you're breaking free from some kind of mental trap, Aries, or maybe some self imposed restrictions. Like, for instance, you are a certain race. I'm just going to say like that. Like, you are a certain race and you feel like you're not going to have a level of success, or that you're not going to get this karmic rewards because of your race. Does that make sense? Like, maybe you feel like because you are, I don't know, Chinese. Maybe you feel like because you're Chinese, or maybe you feel like, oh, maybe you feel like you're, because you're Muslim, that you can't be a police officer, or you can't work in a field, or you can't get this or that, right? It's not true. Okay? This is where you're going to have to, like, shed yourself of these kind of thinkings, okay? Because that's what I'm hearing. Like, you need to reevaluate yourself and get rid of these kind of negative talks that you might have with yourself. Thinking like because you're this or you're that, that it's going to hold you back. It's not going to hold you back. You are holding yourself back. Okay? Just so you know. So if you are going through financial problems here, Aries, and you have these kinds of ways of thinking, then that's what's going on here. Okay? So maybe you do live in an area where the KKK might be very, prevalent, or maybe you live in an area that's very prejudiced. Okay, maybe that's why you're shocked. Maybe this is why this is a culture shock, because this is telling me there's definitely some kind of shock that you're going to go through, and it's something to do with the society. So that could very well be what I'm looking at. Okay, and that might be confirmation for you as well. Now, if you are not dealing with this and that is not your story, then this could simply be you getting out of a stuck mentality, you overcoming this stuck mentality, and moving forward. Okay? But not just moving forward in any old way. No. This is you pushing forward, but doing it in a very tiptoe type of way. Like doing something quietly, I want to say. It's coming out like being sneaky, like you're sneaking out. So maybe you're trying to move, or you're trying to make some kind of moves, but you don't want to bring attention to yourself, which very well could be a situation that I'm picking up on for one of you. Like maybe you're moving out, but you're moving out at nighttime when nobody can see you, or you're bringing things out in a certain kind of way to make it look like your moving out is undetected. So I'm getting in my third eye, like you're taking out trash bags that look like trash, and then you're putting it in your vehicle, and you're moving things in that way so somebody doesn't know that you're moving. Does that make sense? Making it look like you're putting out the trash, but instead you're putting it in your car and then taking it and going somewhere, right? Um, Anyways, something that you're doing here, Aries, is going to be very good for you, though, okay? And even though you might not feel inspired to do this, even though you might feel like, you're hesitating, maybe you're like taking a little bit of stuff at a time and then hesitating and waiting, or, maybe you're not just 100% sure of what you're doing here. But the point is that at the end of the day, I'm seeing you breaking free from something, and breaking free from, this could be like racial expectations or expectations from people around you, period, right? Doesn't have to be racial, but it could just be expectations, right? Period. But I do see you as breaking free, getting free of something. Uh, it is coming out like limiting the beliefs in yourself, okay? And that might be for some of you, but also it's also like just breaking free, period. Overcoming stagnation, overcoming people and places that have been holding you back. And still, you're still tied to these people and locations, but you're moving forward in a very step by step way, right? It's that hesitation, taking the trash out kind of thing, but putting it in your car and moving it to another location. Maybe you're putting something in a storage, okay? There's something that is emotionally holding you in place that needs to be cut. It needs to be broken. That tie to whatever it is that you're standing at needs to be broken. Because there is some kind of something emotionally that is holding you back or holding you in place. Whether that could be trauma, and that might be for some of you, because trauma bond is a real thing. Trauma bond can really keep you stuck for a while, because your head is still spinning, you're trying to regulate your emotions, and you're still in the location where you've been hurt. And then so it's like a continuous thing that happens. It keeps you spinning, so you can't think straight, so you can't leave, right? Plus, too, there's other things about trauma bond that I wouldn't be the expert on it, but to explain it, you know what I mean? Even though I've experienced it myself. But anyways, so there's something here that you need to break free from. And what I'm hearing is you're taking the first step. You're moving in that direction. Okay? You're definitely going to be exposing something here. Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with KKK. It could be something similar, right? But there is something that you're going to be exposing and receiving some kind of karmic reward from it. And that's what is important. Now, you do have a wish fulfillment that is coming here. You have a blessing. I am also seeing a lot of healing. You have the star card that is coming out in this reading. You also have the 3 of swords in reverse coming out. So I'm hearing that you are on the verge of completely healing and being able to move forward, because we do have the Knight of Swords came out. We do have the 8 of Swords coming out, not once but twice in this reading. So right now, it's all about you getting your wish, getting that wish fulfillment, getting your blessings, and then pushing forward and being motivated to move forward. Mustering up the courage to move forward, right? Overcoming the things that have been holding you down. Overcoming even your own living experiences with your own emotions that may have been holding you down, right? Overcoming all of this. That's what I'm hearing. All right, guys. Let's see. Okay, anything else here that Aries needs to know, Spirit? What is this? Oh, we have the 6 of Cups coming out. What is this? The Temperance coming out. Oops. Okay. So what I'm hearing is you're going to have to take the good with the bad. Okay? The good and the bad. That's what I'm hearing. Things will be illuminated here. Okay. People might not understand you, Aries. Maybe you do things a certain kind of way, or maybe you speak about things that people don't understand. And this could be people close to you, it could be family members that just don't understand you at all. But you are a very, very open person, very translucent person. So you don't hide anything from anybody, and you shouldn't have to. But you do have somebody around you who could be a Libra, who could be a mother figure as well, who just doesn't see, like they don't see you, they don't appreciate you, and they never will. Maybe that's part of the energy that's tying you to where you are, right? This person could also be a Sagittarius is coming out, a Gemini is coming out. Okay, so maybe you have some good memories with this person, but at the same time, those good memories are tied to like some kind of chaos or things that should have turned in your favor but didn't turn in your favor. You know, and it could have been because of this person meddling into your business, okay? Or telling you something and stopping you or getting into your head or something like that. But we do have the Knight of Wands, so it doesn't mean just because this person can temporarily hold you back doesn't mean that they can keep you there. Maybe that's why you're tiptoeing away. Because I see you as tiptoeing away. So once you cut that cord, once you have gone a certain distance, like once you've gone so far and you cut that cord, that's what I'm hearing. Once you cut that cord, you're going to be boop, 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 like you're just going to like your balloon is just going to fly. You know, you're just going to get that desire to go, go, go. Right? Like this burst of energy is just going to shoot through you like, yeah, I'm free, you know? It kind of reminds me of I saw a video on YouTube where they were letting animals free into the wild, and they had like well, I think it was a bear, and they opened the cage, and the bear just sat there, and the door was open, and he was like looking around, and he like stepped out slowly and looked around, and then he just like took another step, and he like it took forever, right? I mean, he was just like really taking his time. But once he was like completely out of the cage, and he realized that he was free, boo, he just like booked it, right? Okay, so that's gonna be like you, Aries. You know, you're like that little, like the little bear in the cage. You know, you're just gonna like test it, like little step by step. But once you see that that cord is tied and this person around you can't influence you, or this person can't slow you down, this person doesn't have no power, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be like that bear, like you're gonna go right, like a balloon. Shoo, you're gonna be gone. That's what I'm hearing. So, for you who is exposing racism, I want to pat you on the back. Okay, and if you haven't, you should pat yourself on the back. Okay, because it takes a certain kind of person to come up against a group, which I feel like you are. Okay, maybe you're coming up against a group or a group of, you know, maybe a small group, but it's still a group. So you should pat yourself on the back for that. Okay, because in the world that we live in, there's no room for that. There shouldn't be any room for that because we're all humans and that's it. And that's it. All right, Aries, I do hope you got something out of this. I hope it helped you in some kind of way, or I hope it helped you see something that you didn't see before, or something like that. Or I hope it helps you to encourage you to heal. Okay? So we'll heal from whatever it is that you're going through. Anyways, whatever it needs to be for you, I hope that you received it. Catch me in the next one, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all take care. Bye bye.